What if I told you there's a way to level up your career so fast that it almost feels like you're cheating? No, it's not life hacks or shortcuts. It's a shift that most people will never make. And if you apply this, you'll grow faster in 6 months than most people do in 6 years. I'm Georgie Hubbard and I'm the author of The Bold Move, and I've spent over a decade in recruitment, running my own agency and coaching professionals on how to future-proof their careers. And here's what I've learnt. Most careers stall because people follow the old rulebook. They wait for a promotion, they cling to job titles, and they hope their boss sees their potential. But the professionals who are growing at lightning speed, they've learned the new career cheat codes, and I'm going to share them with you right now. Okay, career cheat code number 1, collapse time with habit stacking. Most professionals spend their whole week in reacting mode. Emails, meeting, urgent tasks, and here's the problem. Urgency always wins over importance. That's why so many people end 2025 in the exact spot they started. The real cheat code is investing time into your growth. And you don't need hours. You just need 30 minutes of intentional time. It doesn't need to be adding extra time into your already full plate. You can do it in the cracks of your day, on the commute, while you're cooking dinner, while you're walking the dog, even while you're cleaning the home. This is how I stack my own learning. When I'm in the gym, I'll be listening to a podcast. If I'm commuting, I'll play an audiobook. Doing some life admin, I'll put on a YouTube interview with someone I admire. It's not about adding more, it's about weaving in the growth throughout your day. And this may not seem like a lot, but 30 minutes a day adds up to 180 hours a year. That's a whole career advantage while everyone else is wasting that same time scrolling or stuck in an urgent cycle. Now, of course, if you can allocate more time to learning, that's great, do it. But if not, 30 minutes is a fantastic place to start. And this is one of the biggest cheat codes I've seen in my own life and in the careers I coach. Collapse time with habit stacking and you'll be years ahead of everyone still waiting for things to change. Okay, career cheat code number 2, borrow confidence from evidence. Here's the reality. This is what kills most careers. Self-doubt. Most of us stare at the next milestone and forget the ground we've already covered. That used to be me. I'd fixate so much on what I hadn't achieved yet, but now I deliberately stack the evidence of how far I've come, the improvements that I've made, the hard things I've done, the wins I'm proud of. That shift builds real confidence. So here's the practical example of how you can start building that self-belief and evidence so you have what it takes to succeed and make your next bold move. What's worked for me was making an evidence vault. You can use Notes, Notion, Google Docs, wherever you're actually open, and then ask yourself 3 questions. What are your wins? What has been your biggest impact? What has been some great feedback? Spend time writing out as many examples as you can think of. And as you do this, take a moment to actually feel proud of yourself. We don't do this enough. I also like to take just 5 minutes at the end of each week, normally on a Friday afternoon, to sit down with my journal and ask myself 3 questions. What did I do well this week? What did I learn? And how could I be just 1% better next week? This way I focus on my wins, but I also think about ways I could build up my capabilities and continue to improve my skills in small but achievable steps. So next time imposter syndrome whispers, you're not good enough, you don't argue with it. You show it the evidence that you are strong and capable. Okay, career cheat code number 3, ask better questions. Most professionals try to prove themselves with answers. They think credibility comes from always having the solution. But credibility is built faster when you ask the right questions, because better questions lead to better conversations, and better conversations make you visible in the right way. And this matters because visibility leads to opportunity. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room. You just need to be seen and heard for the value that you bring. In my own career, I've learned this again and again. When I ask sharp, curious questions in meetings, things like, what problem are we actually trying to solve here? Or how will we measure success on this project? I get noticed. And not because I had all the answers, but because I helped move the conversation forward. And that's what earns respect, and that's what builds influence. So here's a challenge for you this week. Instead of walking into your next meeting wondering, what if I don't know enough? Ask yourself, what is an intelligent question that I could ask here? Because when you ask better questions, you don't just get better answers. You get seen, you get remembered, and that opens new doors. Okay, career cheat code number 4. Apply the 70-20-10 growth rule. Here's one of the biggest mistakes I see mid-career professionals make. They think growth only comes from courses, certifications, or formal training. But try applying this new rule. Think of it this way. 70% of your learning comes from doing the actual work, taking on new projects, solving problems, and stretching yourself on the job. For example, you could take on a stretch target, agreeing to deliver a project faster than usual, or even with fewer resources. That pressure forces creativity and resourcefulness, or even offering to cover your boss or a senior colleague. Acting as the point of contact while they're away, you suddenly see the bigger picture and get experience making the calls. This is what 70% looks like: fixing problems, leading when you don't feel fully ready, and stepping into uncomfortable situations. That's how you grow faster than your peers. Then think 20% of your learning comes from people, mentors, managers, colleagues, and your network, the people who've been where you want to go. I believe so much of growth is caught, not taught, meaning we learn by watching other individuals do great work and then applying it in our own way. That's honestly how I became a great recruiter. I learned from other senior consultants in the office. If you're more intentional about learning on the job, you will begin to acquire more skills and knowledge faster than your peers. So shadow someone senior or say yes to a role when you're only 70% ready. This is how you learn, and this is how you get ahead. And then focus on the 10% of your learning coming from formal training, courses, books, workshops, certifications. I see so many professionals flip this upside down. They invest in courses and training while staying in the same role, not stretching themselves and not building real relationships. And then they wonder why they feel stuck. So get yourself in rooms, both at work and outside of it, where you can learn faster than your peers. That means saying yes to cross-functional projects. It might mean asking someone you admire for 15 minutes of their time. It might mean showing up at a networking event and actually talking about what you're learning. Formal training still matters, but the big unlock is experiences and people. Okay, career cheat code number 5. Identity first, action second. This is the cheat code that changes everything. Stop asking, what do I want? And start asking, who do I need to become to step into that role? When I wrote The Bold Move, I didn't wait until I felt ready. I didn't wait until I felt like an author. I decided I was one, and then I acted like it every single day. If you want to be a leader in 2026, start showing up like one now. Speak up in meetings, volunteer for projects, share your perspective online. Don't wait until you get the title to become that person. You become that person first, and then the title follows. Identity drives action, and action drives results. So if you see yourself as someone capable and ready for the next chapter, your behavior will rise to match. Shift your identity and you shift your career trajectory. So here you have it. 5 career cheat codes that will level you up faster than you ever thought possible. Collapse time with habit stacking, borrow confidence from evidence, ask better questions, apply the 70-20-10 rule, and finally, shift your identity first and let your actions follow. These aren't hacks. There's no shortcuts. They're the moves that separates the people who wait years for growth from the people who accelerate it so fast, it almost feels like cheating. You don't have to wait for the new year, a new job, or a new promotion to begin. You can start today. So here's my challenge for you. Pick just one cheat code and commit to applying it this week, because small, consistent moves compound into bold career transformations. If this resonated, hit that subscribe button, because every week I share tools, strategies, and bold moves that will help you grow your confidence, reinvent your career, and get ahead in the age of AI. This is your time. Don't wait for permission. Level up now, and your future self will thank you for it.